If you're as curious about loadouts in Vanguard, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe because we're going to look into this. First, we're going to let Sledgehammer go ahead and take the reins and explain their game, and then we'll come on back with more information.
We have created a class in the game, and we're building on what was done in Modern Warfare 2019.
You got your primary weapon, secondary weapon, 3 perks, lethals, and tacticals.
We have a caliber system as well, which interacts with these destructive environments. And so you're able to now go caliber up or caliber down within each weapon.
The heavier the caliber, the more it's going to change the look of the walls.
It's not just visual either. Increasing the caliber does increase the damage the bullet does. So we're kind of moving away from this concept of protecting rate of fire and damage. We're letting the players control it.
So let's make a few comments about this. For those of you that are in the know, you might be aware that they're getting rid of the suppressors hiding you from the mini-map. So instead what they're going to do is looks like using subsonic rounds. So subsonic rounds will hide you from the mini-map nowadays, which means that potentially you're going to have significantly less damage output if you're using those rounds, because obviously a subsonic 9 mil isn't going to do the same damage as a 7.62, you know, that's got some extra powder behind it. So that could be just an interesting little twist that they're throwing in here.
It's about choices and about the player having choices. Within Create a Class, there's so much going on in there. We have the Gunsmith system coming back. We have caliber system, ammo types, 10 attachments as well that you can put on the gun.
The coolest thing about 10 attachments is that we were able to make it so that some of the attachments are much stronger than the other attachments. So you have a lot more options, kind of taking our 30-ish guns and bringing it all the way up to over 100 because you can tailor them to whatever you want them to be.
And then it's still familiar with the perks, the 3 perk slots, and you can actually modify those and get some modifications around some of the other core gameplay pieces. And with these weapons and with this caliber system, there's so much in there to be able to use. We have certain perks that are dedicated to it.
Yeah, you might choose an LMG and then try to combine perks for close range to make it so much more like an SMG, but with that power and the ammo size that the LMGs are bringing. Or you might go the completely other way, lean into our new mounted movement system, so you can slide around the cover. You might equip it with piercing vision as one of your perks, your perk 2. That allows you to actually highlight people through walls that you've suppressed. Suppression is a new mechanic that slows people down.
And with that, that is going to give us the most tactical experience you've ever had in Call of Duty.
Yeah, we're trying a lot of risky things, allowing players to tune things like damage and rate of fire, but we're committed to figuring out the right values there, making a balanced game.
We really want to push the envelope, and we really want to bring players a version of Call of Duty, a flavor of it that they haven't tried before.
It is truly the most immersive Call of Duty experience I've ever played, and we're in this together. We're in it with the community. We're there getting feedback from them on all of these elements, and we want to make it the best for everyone.
And it sounds like a pretty fresh experience of Modern Warfare engine, and that engine coming into Warzone, which we'll talk about in the next video, is going to be a pretty big deal, I think. But let's talk about the open beta and what we're going to see in that open beta. So first, let's look at the Killstreaks. A bunch of old standbys here. Intel, care package, spy plane, counter spy plane, the glide bomb, which could be kind of interesting and kind of cool depending on how they do it. The death machine, the mortar barrage, war machine, flame knot, and the attack dogs are back. I know a lot of people just won't shoot the attack dogs, so I might use those. Looking at the perks, we move on to perk 1 slot, which has Ghost, Fortified, which is reduced damage, which is basically Juggernaut, low profile, which training and how to avoid detection by the enemy. This means that you're immune to the effects of piercing vision, which is this game's version of Combat Scout. Perk 2 slot, you're going to have High Alert, Radar, which is kind of classic map. It shows enemies appearing on your minimap when they fire an unsilenced weapon, because in this game, it's not going to show on your minimap. Forward Intel, minimap shows a larger area, and you see indicators for enemy reinforcements on your minimap. Tracker, obviously, is Tracker is what Tracker is. We know this one, and it works extremely well in the darker situations. Perk 3, you got Demolition, Double Time, Tactician, and Overkill. Now, I'm curious to see if these perks are getting jumbled around just for Vanguard, or if we're going to have a complete perk shift with the new engine coming to Warzone. Field upgrades. We've got Supply Box, which is ammo and equipment, the Armor Plate, Goliath, which looks like an RCXD, the Field Mic, which we should be pretty used to at this point, and Dead Silence coming back as a field upgrade, not a perk. And with this, gun, melee, and throwing knife kills refresh the duration of the Dead Silence. So as far as the guns we're going to run into on the open beta, we're going to see the STG-44, the ITRA Burst, the BAR, the NZ-41, and the Volk rifle. SMGs are going to include the Thompson, the Sten, and the MP40. Shotguns, we're going to get the Revolving Shotgun and the Autoloading Shotgun. LMG is going to be the MG82, DP27, and the famous Bren. Marksman rifles, the M1 Garand. Sniper rifles, 3-line rifle, and the K98. As far as handguns go, we're going to see the machine pistol, the Rat, and the 1911. Launchers, we're going to see the M1 Bazooka and the Panzerschreck. Melee, the FS Fighting Knife. Lethals, we're going to see the Mark II frag grenades, the Gammon Bomb, the Molotov Cocktail, demolition charges, thermites, and throwing knives. As far as our tacticals, what we're going to see is the M18 smoke grenades, the number 69 stun grenades, Mark V gas grenades, the Stim is coming back, and the S-Mine 44. But that is what we're going to see in this open beta. News, be sure to hit that like button and hit subscribe to get more of my videos in your feed. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you around.